Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, going into hour number 3 of week 33 of the West Marches. Gallahan stands, a heavy black dragon egg in his hands, stretched out towards the great serpent of grief, who looks very intently upon him.
Are you holding it overhead like John Cusack in that movie?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of holding it underarm. Yeah, like Simba.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The serpent says, "Well done, first warrior. You were right to have brought this to us. Approach."
I kind of just start walking towards the edge of the lake with the egg.
Yeah.
I've turned around by now and I'm watching Gallahan walk towards the serpent.
The serpent of grief sort of slides forward slowly in the water. As it approaches you, its head rises more and more as it pushes itself up upon the ground. And it comes closer and opens its maw. And then from deep within the gullet of this open mouth, you hear the words emanate. Oh God, cat claws.
He has a cat?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute, little tiny kitten.
Oh man, that's awesome.
This isn't threatening at all.
Yeah. It's so embarrassing. So embarrassing. You're trying to be a horrifying snake deity, and a cat
The
jumps
cat's
on
just
you.
like,
Straight to the lap. With
Oh,
the
stupid
claws.
cat! I'm trying to impress these PCs. Get out of here.
Come
You
on,
really
man.
like built me up for that, and now I don't. Jesus.
From within the gullet of this serpent, you hear emanating the words, "Place the egg within my mouth."
Oh, great.
So I'm gonna, before Galhan says anything, I'm gonna be like, "See, that's the thing, big guy. It's not for eating. I already asked him. That's not the plan. We
Yeah.
need help of a different kind."
Sort of this, the serpent's just still waiting. Gallahan, I think you're now thinking fairly hard about the current situation, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, as you hesitate, thinking for a moment, there's a flash from off to your right as a blur of red slams into the side of the serpent of grief, and you hear echoing through the valley, "Egg!" as the serpent blood slams into him and shoves him aside. The two serpents sort of rear up and flail about the surface of the water, boiling as the two sort of strike at each other.
Man,
And-
watching snakes fight is intense.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just getting covered in water like waves.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
being at SeaWorld with Shamu. It's just like soaked.
It's
started backing
hot
up.
water too. It's like you're getting your skin is turning quite pink from the splashes. Darius, you start backing up.
Yeah, I start backing up slightly.
Yeah.
If anything, trying to get out of. Are there any rocks like nearby or anything? Rocks
yeah.
big enough to like duck behind?
Yeah, definitely. I think like just behind you, there's sort of a rocky spar sticking out from the cliff that I think Captain Coke got stuck up on once, or slid down to, something like that.
Okay, yeah, I sort of like try to get behind that, if not just to like not be completely wet.
Yeah,
Um,
sure. Yeah, you get back, but you're like having to step over hundreds of smaller snakes that are coiling and seething at the edges of this pool.
Well, it's better than three giant angry ones.
Possibly, I think that's
Possibly.
a reasonable estimation to make there.
So death doesn't get in on this snake fight.
No, the battle sort of
Right.
quickly starts subsiding, and both Grief and Blood have a few wounds now on their faces and necks. But Blood is a little bit subdued. Grief ended up getting the upper hand and biting hard against Blood's neck and holding him under the water for a period of time. When he resurfaced, he looked just a little bit cowed,
So,
slithered
okay.
to the back of the pool.
So Grief's teeth are able to pierce Blood's hide.
Yes.
I pointedly look at Gallahan like, you see? Take note.
Yeah. Grief turns back to you and says, "First warrior, you hesitate. Give me the egg."
I kind of like tuck it under my arm and I'm like, here's the thing, my lord. If you eat it, I can't ride it. And if I can't ride it, I can't really represent you in a better way.
You seek power.
Listen, Snake, we're playing long game here. Sure, you can eat dragon egg now if you want, but what good will that do? We know your hunger is insatiable. If we raise it, then we have dragon. Dragons make many eggs. Also, kind of impressive for him to ride around on, but that's for later.
I serve you. If so facto, the dragon will serve you.
Yeah, Grief sort of opens his mouth and emanates sort of a repeating hiss. Like that. And then he closes it again and says, serve. Dragons serve themselves, and others serve dragons.
I kind of like shrug. I'm like, you have so little faith in your servant? Do you serve dragons? Listen, we can keep handle on this thing. We just need your help.
Yeah, Death slithers over into the pool. And now all three serpents are fairly close to you, blood sort of lurking in the background, sort of shaking its head and snapping at the air every once in a while. And Death sort of slowly circling closer over towards you, Grigori. And then it opens its mouth, it looks at Grief, it says, the impudent newcomer has a point. If we eat the egg, we gain only the egg. If we eat the beast itself, more glory.
Exactly. Exactly.
Besides, have you not heard of us? I am Dr. Grigori, dragon manipulator. I am not afraid of dragons.
Yeah. Death sort of looks at you coldly and then looks back at Grief. And Grief sort of cocks its head to one side and then nods and then looks back at you, Gallahan, and says, First Warrior, you will bring us this egg when it hatches, yes?
You tell me how to hatch it, and I'll bring it right back.
He's lying.
Many things we know, but how to hatch a dragon egg, we do not.
I kind of like, I look like a little over theatrically embarrassed for them. I'm like, that's a shame.
Even the
And-
smart one?
Are you pointing at Death?
Yeah.
Yeah, Death looks at you and sort of nods sagely. And then he opens his mouth, he says, we are not so old. Dragons, older than we by far. But there is one who may know. Tikrati, he calls out, his voice booming across the cliffs. Over by you, Darius, you can see some rocks and stuff sort of fall and scatter. Lizards sort of scattering out of the way of these.
Here comes giant turtle.
Yeah, yeah. The giant hoary Triceratops comes stomping up, its feet causing the earth to tremor just a little bit as it approaches.
Is it near me?
I think you're the closest to it since you're sort of back by the cliff near the
I've
entrance.
cleared off some of the snakes and I've been leaning back just eating bread, and then when that happens I'm just like
Yeah. Yeah. Tikrati, the Triceratops, comes up to the edge of the pool and kneels with its front arms and places its head on the ground, and then it says, What do you wish, my lord? Death says, You know of dragons. You have lived long. Tell my minion of them. And the Triceratops stands back up on its legs, looks at you, Gallahan, and sort of slowly shakes its head. Says, Dragons. They are a terror, a blight upon the land. They are terrifying creatures.
Same thing has been said of me, but I get things done.
Yeah, the Triceratops's eyes crinkle and it sort of opens its mouth in a panting laugh. And then it says, "What is it you wish to know?"
How to hatch it.
Deeply secretive the dragons are about their mating and hatching habits. I have never seen it done. I hear dragons do it by instinct.
I kind of like look
Sound
at
like
Darius.
me.
Yeah, I look at Darius, and I kind of like.
I sort of like laugh back, and I'm like, oh, I think I'm gonna like these dragons.
The creature pauses and then it says, "One thing I know of dragons. Of a clutch of eggs, only one, or rarely ever two, successfully hatch. The dragons themselves bathe their clutches in their poisonous breath, shattering and ablating the surface of the eggs until only the strongest survive."
Oh.
Right, so we find a big pool of terrifying acid and throw it in there. Is that the plan?
Sounds like a plan to me.
I've stepped back next to them by now. I slowly made my way as the giant Triceratops is talking down.
Nice.
So
Yeah. What do you do in response to this information?
Don't suppose you know of any pools of acid, Mr. Triceratops?
The Triceratops slowly shakes its head. "Perhaps heat would work." And she looks towards the pools.
Seems to me maybe not hot enough. Is there a volcano around here anywhere?
The Triceratops nods. "Yes. High in the Udrige Mountains, there is an active volcano which pours out the heart of the earth into the skies."
Perfect. I look at Galhan. I guess we know where we have to go.
Road trip.
Adventurers have lots of luck with finding big hot mountains to throw magic objects into. Should be fine.
Yes. Grief slides over to you close, Gallahan, and whispers and says, "First warrior, take care with our prize. Do not treat it lightly. This is strange and uncertain times. Hatch this thing successfully, and we will give you power. Fail us, and we will be gravely disappointed."
Of that, my lord, I am certain. Well, we better be going then. So I will return soon.
Yeah. The serpents slide into the water, and blood and death slide out into their respective pools, and grief slides back out into the middle and sort of squints its eyes and simmers just above the surface of the water, and it says, "Good luck, first warrior." Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they relax back into the pools of water watching you, and Tikrati moves back into her position along the path that leads to this place.
I motion to Darius until I'm like, "See, that was easy. Hey,
I
you got
just
the info."
It's no problem. Everything will be fine.
Tilly is simply trying to absorb everything that she just saw there.
she's pretty
Between
much in shock right now.
the fighting of the hot water and the Triceratops and the egg that she just now figured out. You guys are trying to hatch a dragon. She's only heard that.
But
It's
you-
just all right
You've
now.
never-
She's just sort of like, what the
look-
fuck?
You look so shocked. You've never seen the hot tub snake fight before?
Not the fucking chair. I got a broken chair. I'm sorry. I just look dumbfounded and I don't even say anything. I'm still just I'm just processing.
And I'm
I try to like
completely-
look at you and put on like a strong face, but I look so pale right now after everything I've just seen. Because everything is like so big for me. It's big for you guys, but for me, these are giants. These are gods, you know. So,
Well,
anyways,
technically, yeah.
yeah.
So, and I'm just completely like by now just completely unfazed. I just really did not want to get in the middle of two snakes fighting. So,
Yeah.
but I really want to tame that Triceratops. You guys want to ride a dragon? I want a dinosaur.
Nice. I like. Are you trying to talk to it? Are you just
we
like,
have to
hey,
go. We have to
so-
go grind. We have to go grind dodos till we have enough hide first.
Are we
Yeah.
gonna be? Are we gonna be walking by it again?
Yeah, that's the easiest way to exit. You could like pick your way through all of the serpents and stuff across the ground, but
Darius
Right
is definitely
behind us.
like heavily staring at it. Like his curiosity about it is definitely piqued, but he doesn't make a move to like touch it or anything because
yeah.
he likes to keep his hands, you know.
I walk past Darius
Fair.
and like, that's out of your league, pretty boy.
Yeah, I think Tikrati sees you paying close attention to her, and she turns towards you and says, Man beast, my lords may tolerate your presence, but I do not like your kind.
I put my hand up and I say, well, what about halflings? And I put my hand down.
You mean small man beast? Also bad.
I raise my two of the grief and I
I
just
look
point
down.
it at the Triceratops' face and I'm like, that's why you're not in charge.
Yeah, it squints at you and it sort of like stands up to its full height. It was sort of resting on its back and it sort of paws one paw against the ground. What do you do?
Well,
I want to say something to the dinosaur.
Okay.
I want to step in. I'm going to be like, what's Tikrati?
Yeah,
The name of the thing? All right.
Tikrati. Yeah.
Tikrati, mighty lizard. Listen, it's unfair to blame us for the way we were born. You're right. Man is a plague. Is disgusting, filth. Only thing worse than a savage man is a civilized one. We are hoping to overcome our birth problems, become something better, different. You are helping. We appreciate this. You could gore him to death now if you wanted, but think about what he could become.
Yeah.
Attack
Give me
or,
a persuade roll.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
My persuade's not great, so I'm gonna spend my inspiration to get advantage.
Okay.
All right,
Hey.
didn't need it. Okay, 22.
That's the worst thing about the way this system rolls advantage.
I know.
It's like,
Yeah.
well.
You're like, well,
Yep. Okay, 22. Yeah. The Triceratops pauses and then it says, perhaps not all men are bad.
Or half.
Silence.
I think we
And I
both
just,
say it
like-
at the same time. Like I
Yeah.
turn to Tilly, I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
I just like whatever. Dude. Don't eat me.
You seek to transcend your nature, become more serpentine.
I shake my head. I'm like, not my nature. My nature is fine. I'm plenty cold-blooded as it is. But this, and I like just kind of indicate like my form. I'm like, this
Yeah.
could use some transcending.
Perhaps your quest is not misguided. Dragons, they are very old. They too have transcended form many times.
This is just first step.
Manlings, you are chasing rumor and dream. You yet require more information.
Then where do we find it?
This is man thing. I do not care. And the Triceratops sort of plants its butt.
Well, then what can we do to make you care?
The Triceratops sort of like, yeah, it's sort of.
I look at I look at
Shakes its head
Darius.
a little
Look
bit.
at Darius, and I say, I think it's lying. I think it's just acting like it doesn't care because it doesn't know. You live as long as this thing, you forget things. Maybe it doesn't remember. Getting old, soft in the head, perhaps.
Lacking ambition.
Yeah.
I shrug. It's how it gets when you are old. My grandfather was same way. At the end, all he wanted to do was drink and sleep.
Sort of go
Yeah.
along with him.
Tancredi like stands up and like slams a foot against the ground again and says, "You will show the proper respect to someone of my age."
Age does not get you respect. Action gets you respect.
Yeah.
Potentially wrong
Um,
choice of words, but all right.
Give me an intimidate check.
Okay. I will. So let me
Should I
check some-
intimidate as well? 'Cause we were
Sorry?
both going in on him. Should I intimidate
Yeah.
as well? Just
Well, one of us.
Um,
Who has the highest? Well, I guess I'm making the
I
intimidate
have
roll.
the
If you help.
highest.
I clearly won't be rolling.
I have +5 on mine.
Yeah, I mean, I think Grigori's the one making the
main threat.
statement, so you can be offering him advantage.
Okay.
Do I have? I don't have time to make like a hex of guidance first.
I feel like if you were intending to like goad him, you could sort of be muttering the hex of guidance to yourself.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just roll my intimidation then.
Until he takes a step back.
All right. Intimidation with advantage. Not fucking bad.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
High
Need it
five,
again.
man.
The Triceratops stands up and says, "I could crush you like the insect you are,
We could outrun
man
you.
beast. There are other men who worship dragons. Far to the west there is a city, as foul, stinking blight on the land. There is such a man there. I do not know his name. I only smell his stink. The city. It is called Pyranor. You will find it far to the west."
And I look at Gallahan and I'm like, Pyranor doesn't know what's coming. Look back at the Triceratops and I'm like, thank you. And if the city is as bad as you say, and knowing what I know about us, we'll probably leave it in ashes when we're done.
There is another choice. There are strange creatures, man-like in nature, but lizard-like at heart. They collate a great library. It's possible information rests within.
I remember where that like weird library thing was, right? I could like recall.
Yeah, you've been to Chayminster, right? So
Chayminster,
like,
yeah.
you know of the
So I'll ask if that's what she means. Like, do you speak of Chayminster?
She sort of shakes her head slowly and says, "Human names. They are a challenge. It is south. Far away."
Hmm.
It's
Well-
the south.
It is. Chayminster is south of here.
So I say to the Triceratops, I nod like a little deferentially, and I'm like, you see, you do remember. Very helpful. I will remember this.
I've already been to the library. Gahan's already
Yeah,
been, and
we've been
didn't
there.
we didn't get any info.
We've been there before, yeah.
There was
Okay.
nothing there.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we can leave then. We can decide once we leave Snake Town what we want to
Yeah,
do.
let's get out of Snake Town
Okay.
Yeah.
real quick.
Yep. You guys head out into the wilds around the Serpent Hot Springs.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess like maybe it's kind of evening. You're settling down for your first night's camp and talking over the campfire as you roast some unfortunate creature about what your next steps are.
Yeah.
While that's going on, I walk up to I assume that maybe we're huddled around a fire or maybe
Yeah.
preparing camp, something like that. And I pull out the 13 gold that I snatched up, and I walk over and hand 3 gold to each person. and I show them the remaining four, and I pocket it myself. And I say, I explain to them that I got it from one of the corpses that was there, and that I'm sharing it with the party.
As Tilly comes up to Darius and tries to give him the gold, he just sort of like shoves it back at her and says, "No, you can keep it. Just keep it." Because he remembers giving her gold to help her before, and so he knows that she obviously needs it.
Okay.
So, as greedy as he might be, he doesn't want to have to pay her later.
I nod, and you see a slight smile, and I pocket the extra 3 gold. As I pass it out, I just try to explain that I'm trying to help the group. You refuse it as well?
Yeah, I'm just like, keep it, kid.
I'm like, if they don't want theirs, I'll take it. I see everybody being like, no, it's okay. I'm like,
I look at you and I take 7 pieces and I give you 6.
yeah.
I just sort of like glare at Grigori for a second and then shake my head.
I look at you, Darius. I'm like, well, you think I get rich from saying no to gold? Come on.
I don't even bother responding. I just keep eating because that's what I've been doing this whole time, just eating bread.
Well, Tilly, perhaps someday we will both be so well off we can say, no, thank you, I have enough gold. I don't need any more gold from you. That's fine. You keep all of your gold. But for today, thank you. I will take this.
One can dream. And I give a little small smile, and then I go and sit back down.
So you
and then I look up.
You found these gold in the bones when we were with the serpents.
I nod, and I say that this is before I knew that you were allies, and then I thought I better not mention it after they started fighting.
I'm like, it's a smart decision, but you've already decided we're your friends.
You have been really nice to me, so I'm just trying to be useful. You are all great heroes, I can see that, and I look around. I'm just trying to do my part. And that's it.
I wonder how long that attitude will last.
So young, so full of sparkle.
That's adorable, kid.
All right, let's put it to a vote. Raise your hands if we're going to go west in the morning.
To the volcano?
Yeah. No, to the town.
Options are town, volcano, and library. Now, Gillian, we've seen this library before. Yeah. And I don't think it holds anything for us now. But I hate cities. Disgusting places.
Can't say I'm a big fan of giant, overflowing hot lava.
But this mountain full of fire is so exciting. But yes, okay, admittedly...
You can get your fill of fire in the town. You will get what we need, and then you can do your thing.
Town has booze, I will drink, it's fine. But look, giant volcano is plan B.
I nod in agreement.
Giant volcano's always plan B.
Right, giant volcano, always plan B, good idea. Things go wrong, giant volcano.
Why do you hate towns and people so much? I just barely get out. Almost as if I wish I hadn't have asked it as soon as I did.
Yeah, I look over here and I'm like, it's complicated.
Can we get a flashback?
It is long rest time, so if
I do need inspiration.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Sure.
Yeah. So, you guys have decided on your ultimate objective in the morning. The sun sinks below the horizon and the moon rises.
Why does Grigori hate people, Adam?
Well, I mean, we've seen bits and pieces, right? Like we saw Grigori as a kid in his village being like attacked by soldiers, and then we saw him and his like mother being separated, right, by the like slavers.
Yeah.
So I mean, we should probably just continue with that story. So like. It's not like Grigori. I don't think I tell you this story. This might just be a dream or like a flashback or whatever that Grigori has internally. But there's probably like the next scene in this story is like a slaver's market in some like really like obviously foreign to the West Marches like city. It probably has like minarets and everyone there. Like there's a mix of cosmopolitan cultures like elves and dwarves like moving around. And there's this market and there's a big stand, and on it, chained together, are all of these like pale people. It's Grigori. Grigori is one of them, and then also like some of the other members of his tribe. Um, and I think that we see Grigori being sold to this guy who he actually kind of looks like Grigori, but like minus the beard. Like he's a huge, like fat dude wearing like a brocade vest with all these big gold rings. Like a super
Yeah,
rich
yeah.
looking dude. Being followed by he's already got a bunch of like slaves with him, and yeah, and this guy, maybe the last thing you see is this guy's like big greasy hand like closing on like little Grigori's shoulder and like pushing him away from his people into a cart to be taken away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like Grigori, the kid isn't like crying or like scared. He just looks angry. And he's like holding the bars of the cage cart as it leads away, like watching his people like disappear.
Cool.
Does anybody have questions about this scene?
Do you know anything about the man, or was it simply he turned up and bought you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I probably spent time with him as his slave. And I'll do a flashback about that another episode, but it was not a good time for Dr. Grigori.
Right.
This is the first time you ever saw him or met him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He picked me out of the crowd of slaves for a nefarious purpose.
Have you run into anyone from there since, or have you gone back since?
I haven't gone back to the city since, but yeah, I'm like systematically working my way through everyone who's ever wronged me and murdering them. So he's on the list.
Nice.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
I think you can assign one inspiration to either Strippin or Elo.
Okay, do either of you already have inspiration?
I mean, I have lucky.
Yeah. Okay, let's give it to Elo because
Well, I have lucky too. Well, I don't have.
Oh, you have halfling.
You
luck.
have halfling.
Yeah, I have
luck.
lucky. Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is also really good. But well, okay. First of all, so yeah, Tilly, if you're just starting, you won't have inspiration, and Sam, you got lucky. So yeah, let's give it to.
Actually, my inspiration is ticked from last
There
time
you
we
go.
played.
Okay.
Okay,
So I might already
Alright,
have
it is.
actually from our.
take it.
I don't know what it was, but
I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, if you've got it there.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yep. Cool. Very nice. All right. Now, overnight, we have to see what happens.
Do you want to do watch order?
Yeah. Tell me what your watch order is.
I'll take last.
Tilly, you
do
take
they trust
first.
me to watch?
You take first,
Yeah.
and then I'll do second.
Okay. Grigori and then Darius.
Yeah.
Yeah, and remember, I have my magic hammer, so none of us can be surprised.
Yes.
I'll read the description of it just so that we know. So let's see.
It's the hammer of alarm, right? Or warding?
Yeah, it is a light hammer of warning. While the weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet can't be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep. The weapon magically awakens you and your companions within range of any of you sleeping naturally when combat begins.
Wait, does this mean we don't have to do watches?
I mean, we should.
Yeah, we probably should.
But even if your perception test fails, then it'll ring the secret bell and wake you up.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. Okay. You all settle down for the night. Yeah. Grigori, as you sit, are you playing your balalaika softly to yourself at night?
Yeah. I usually do that to keep myself awake. I play and I sing quietly to myself.
Yeah.
I've become quite accustomed to it. Gahan kind of enjoys the balalaika as he's drifting off.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like one of the like there, on a list of things. Your GM says that's like the last thing I want. Is when they go, yeah.
Every GM has their reaction to like a role that either they're not sure how to parse or like a thing that they're like, okay, now I have to do a thing. Stevens is cool or yeah.
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 Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Grigori.
The whole chat knows as well because they all
So
go.
Oh yeah, no,
Uh,
chat is the best. The best thing about chat is they start noticing when I'm smiling really big and they're like, "It's gonna get good, boys."
Oh, you have like these mannerisms that you do
Yeah.
when
Oh,
we're
yeah,
about
of
to get
course.
fucked as well.
All right, so Grigori, give me a perception check.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah, it's the Triceratops. It's
I hope
Yeah,
so.
right. Yeah.
She's back. I can try hard.
She just steps on you, save versus death.
Seems like we're not out of her league after all.
All right, 22.
22,
Wow.
nice.
Well,
You
that
see
was-
you see something glinting in the darkness, and it resolves slowly into the shape of a man. Sort of an older man, maybe a little bit bent over with a hunched back, and he's got as he comes just a little bit closer, you can see he's still like 60 or 70 feet out. You're seeing very, very well through the darkness. Maybe there's a bright moon that's shining some light on the situation, so you're seeing a bit further than usual. He's got his face all painted white with like big black teardrops underneath his eyes, and he's wearing motley.
His
And he's
fucking mime, get it?
he's carrying a large rucksack on his back.
All right, I immediately wake everybody up. I'm like,
Okay.
loudly, like I stand up and I'm like, hold it right there, old man.
What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Notch and arrow.
He simply raises his hand and says, "Ho there, travelers! Let a good seller join your campfire for the night."
Hold the fucking his phone. Hold on, old man. Stand back. And I get my shield up and I'm
Yeah,
like,
he holds up his hands. He says, "No, apologies. I meant no harm. I
I
simply."
walk up. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's just kind of bumbling a bit.
I walk up behind Grigori and sort of like shove his shoulder slightly because last time Darius encountered an old man, the old man got brutally like beat or killed. So he's just like, no, calm down. It's just an old man. It's just. An
it's
old man.
never just an old man.
I walk up.
It
I
was
walk
just
up,
an old man once.
from behind.
Never just an old man.
Grigori on the other side, just as Darius says, but I say, it's a strange place for the elderly to be. That's all I say.
Yeah.
I've seen Stranger.
He spreads his hands in a disarming manner. He says, I'm simply traveling on the road and looking for someone to share a fire. Please, can I join you?
What's in the
Gallahan, pat him down for weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
like-
like yawns and stretches and just like bumbles over to this guy. It's like,
Yeah.
arms up,
you-
buddy.
Real quick,
Do you
I want to
put on your armor
action.
first, Gallahan?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to
sorry,
prepare
Tim.
an action while he's going over there. I want to go ahead and kind of draw back and just wait and
Yeah,
see
okay.
what happens.
At least one of the two of you should be hidden so you can sneak attack if this guy ends up being horse shit.
I sort of like after I tell you to calm the fuck down, I sort of like walk back and start like latching on my armor and getting my weapons ready, and then
Yeah.
after that I just sort of like disappear if I can. Should I roll
Okay.
stealth?
Yeah, roll a stealth check.
Okay.
Okay.
Kind
Not
of
too bad.
disappear.
Yeah, the stipulation on that prepared action is if he does something quickly
Aggressive,
or
yeah.
aggressive or whatever. Even if he tries to run.
Yeah, sure. Okay, you're gonna.
Gallahan's like pretty much in his underpants. With, like,
Yeah,
a vest
sure.
on.
You don't have your sword with you or anything, Gallahan?
I got my sword on my shoulder, but like
Okay.
I wasn't gonna put the armor on. I was just like, look, you got
Gallahan,
your weapons. I'm just like, arms up. Come on.
Gallahan in his underwear with the sword is like Gallahan business casual. Like,
Yeah.
I've still got my tie on.
I just give him a pat down both sides.
I really
Darius.
like figure out this old man's gym. Like I've got a pretty decent insight score, and I want to be like, what are you doing out here? Where are you coming from? Does he have any weapons?
He has no weapons. You pat him down. He's got
It's even
nothing.
more
do
suspicious.
I detect evil on this guy?
No, you don't.
All right. Well, I pat him down. He's all good. I'm like, he's good, and I just walk back over to my spot.
Yeah.
Darius sort of smiles as he's patting down the old man in his underwear. Maybe checking out Gallahan. Who knows?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Cool.
I told you, even from behind, he's majestic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not skip leg day.
Do you try to like let him approach now? I
No,
mean, like
fuck no.
you asked him
He's-
what he's doing, where he's coming
Yeah, I'm
from.
interrogating him at the edge of the firelight.
Yeah, like he gives you a name of some town that's, far to the northeast of Virascali, something from the kingdom of Lorien, and he's like, I'm coming here to see if I can sell my wares and make some money for my family.
And you are doing this alone and unarmed. Out
Well-
here.
If you stay off the roads, you're less likely to run into vandals and thieves and unsavory sorts.
Well, you've run into some unsavory sorts tonight, old man. Let me see. He's a bag?
Yeah.
He's like, let me see that bag.
Oh, well,
Give me the fucking bag, old man.
why don't I let your friend take a look? Here, come here, you strapping young lad. You can see in my bag.
Huh.
I say to Gallahan, I'm like, take the bag from him. Bring it over here.
All right, come on. You're a bit uptight tonight, Doc. I
Do you-
just peek in the bag. What do I
Yeah.
see?
There are 3 objects in the bag. One is a bottle. It's a clear bottle, and it looks like it's filled with like a cloud, basically. One is just a small gold ring, and one is a small gem that's a pure blue when you hold it up and you look at it.
Okay.
I've got my bow out now, trained on the old man, just in
Yeah,
case.
the old man sort of he's very nervous about you handling them. He says, "Please be careful. They're very well they're my livelihood, so please do take care."
Can I make an insight check to see if this guy's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm being suspicious because I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm curious to
Gregori's
see if
also a very suspicious guy.
it's true. One day I'm gonna be a weird old man, so I just I'm being prepared. But yeah, can I make that insight roll?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's see if I can. Ooh, nope.
Yeah, you don't get anything from him.
Okay.
Who knows? And maybe it's too dark and it's too late for Grigori, and he's just too cranky, and who knows?
Yeah, something's off, but I can't put my finger on it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Are there any like superstitions or whatever about the treatment of peddlers on the road? Like, is it like, oh, if you kill a tinker, you get cursed forever?
Oh yeah, definitely. According the gods of the human pantheon of Lorien and its surrounding kingdoms include Disek the Wanderer, the god of roads and travel, and anybody who unleashes harm on travelers on the road, like that's just invoking Disek's wrath. And then you've got Rona the Hearthkeeper, who's the goddess of home, hearth, and hospitality. So like this civilized world has very strong sort of rituals about how they're
Rona, goddess of civilization, is all
Yeah.
about protecting random peddlers on the road.
yeah.
Oh, you are in the wrong place at the wrong time, old man. So I wanna say to Gallahan, I'm like, give me the bag.
Do you mind if he looks? He's good. He's on a leash.
Oh
He'll be fine.
well, yes, but I'll need it back.
No worries. Here you go.
Okay, so Gallahan, you bring the bag over to me.
Yeah.
All right, I take it. I look inside. I'm like, I shrug. I'm like, kill him.
What? Kim? No, I can leave. You can keep the bag. It's fine. I'll get more. There's no problem here. Please, I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt
He's
you.
still talking. Kill him.
I'm walking away in my underwear and I'm like, I kill him, you kill him.
Okay, I draw my sword and start walking towards him.
Oh
I
man.
shoot and I fire off an arrow to land in front of Grigori.
Ah, okay. Gregorian arrow comes flying, thunk, and it thunks into the grass at your feet.
Okay, so I stop.
I let loose the arrow at the old man.
Okay.
Oh
Making
my
it.
gosh!
Make an
why?
attack roll, Tilly.
Oh no.
Tilly likes his logic, man. She's on board. All right, let's take a shot.
12 hits. Damage 5 or 3. Interesting. Yeah, you nail him. Tunk, straight between the eyes.
Down he goes.
Yep, he collapses to the ground.
Is he dead?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
As soon as I do that, I kind of
Tilly just
slump my
murder hoboed a
shoulders.
guy.
I shrug my shoulders down, like I obviously I'm thinking about what just happened. Like I've got it clear on my face that I'm not sure if what I just did was.
Yeah. I sheath my sword
On
and
the
I
up
walk
and up.
over. I walk over to you and I kneel down and I'm like, "You did the right thing, Tilly. He was probably some kind of wizard. Better to deal with him now than have him following us in the night." And I hand you the bag and I'm like, "You can have first pick."
I walk over to the fire and I'm like, just not very happy by this. Seeing another old man just get slaughtered for no reason. So I just sort of like lay back down because it's not my watch yet and just like crankily try to go back to sleep.
When you hand me the bag, I sort of look up to you and I say, "Was that right?"
Listen, little one. There's no such thing. There is no good or evil, no right or wrong. There is only alive and dead. And he's dead, and we're alive. And the things in that bag, they're going to keep us alive because there's only worse shit to come.
I knew we would fuck Tilly up. I fucking knew it. Anyone who
I
gets in
kind
this
of
group.
look at you and I kind of look down at the bag and then I sort of just go sit down and look in the
Yeah.
bag.
Before you
Kind of
before you go, I grab your shoulders and I look right in your eyes and I'm like, listen, you're going to feel things now. You're going to feel guilt. You're going to feel fear. That's weakness. Kill that too. Bury it somewhere. Tomorrow morning when you wake, you will be strong. We have a lot ahead of us. I'm glad to have you at my side.
Oh shit. Tilly just still kind of unsure, but gives you the slightest of nods, just kind of
Nice.
and looks very contemplative as I walk away.
Okay.
Does anybody check the body?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like we're not gonna just leave it laying there.
Yeah, he does have a pouch hidden within the folds of his motley, and it contains 600 gold pieces.
Okay.
Wow.
And as
So
you,
I take that pouch off of his body,
yeah,
and I want to walk over to Darius, like tossing the pouch up and down in my hands.
hmm
So I
I
walk
hear
over.
it and I like roll over on my back and look up at you.
Yeah, so I'm holding this pouch. I'm like, so that wasn't very helpful of you.
I sort of just like flick my hand in the air and bring my hand over my face because it's like I don't know. He doesn't mind murdering people, but old men and old women and all that he's not really keen on. So he just sort of just shrugs at you.
Okay, I throw the pouch of gold like at you, like the whole thing, just like throw it next to you, and I'm like, maybe when we get back to town, you can pay for surgery to have that conscience removed. And I turn around.
Oh shit!
Shit! Wow. You're gonna make him pretty.
All I
I
want,
don't want to say hard because it means something completely different to Darius, but
all I want is for all of you to survive as long as possible.
now I
I
just
take
tuck the gold
okay.
away. I'm not with no intentions of taking it all, but I do tuck it away for now.
Yeah, make
Okay.
sure you note on your sheet how much it is so that later when we are like,
600.
oh yeah, what about that gold?
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Pocket, are you going to be the treasurer?
I thought
For
I was the
this
lookout as
session.
well, but I can be treasurer as well.
I can keep track of what we have and who has it.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
So I don't
So
have a job.
Grigory can be the treasurer, and then at the end of the session, we can make sure to divide everything.
Okay, so you have
I decided to
Darius-
take the ring. By the way, I take the ring and then hand the sack back to you.
Well, let me tell you three. Let me tell you
Yeah,
four what these
just-
items are.
We can identify the items, then we gotta hand them out. So,
Okay. I didn't know. I was just going in.
so what is there? There's a ring.
So
There's
hang
a
on.
cloudy-
There's 600 gold, and then you find a gem. It is a blue sapphire, and after spending time, you spend like a short rest basically looking at it, and inspecting it, investigating it. It is a gem it's an elemental gem. It contains a mote of elemental air inside of it, and when you break it, an elemental will be summoned as if you'd cast the conjure elemental spell, an air elemental. You also have an ever-smoking bottle, and basically you can open the stopper on the bottle. There's a lead stopper that's sealing it. You can open it in order to conjure a cloud of smoke.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it pours out in a 60-foot radius, and then for each round you leave it open, the radius increases by 10 feet.
It's a potion of DJ Wheat. It's the ever vaping potion.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that one-time use, or is
No,
that...
it is not. You
Okay.
can close it back, and then after 10 minutes, the cloud will disperse. You do have to speak the command word in order to close it, which you know. You figured it out by analyzing the script written around the edge of it. And then the third thing that you found was a ring of warmth.
Perfect for going into a giant volcano.
Yeah, right. The ring of warmth. While wearing this ring, you have resistance to cold damage. In addition, you and everything you wear and carry are unharmed by temperatures as low as minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wicked.
Which is about minus 45 Celsius for those of you who are in the
That's-
non-America.
Damn.
So you could live in Montreal in December.
What would Tilly take?
Well,
Yeah,
the ever smoking bottle is a pretty good rogue item because
Yeah.
it provides like cover if you need to escape, or you can use it. It's more like tactical in that way.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that might be useful for you.
That's what I was thinking. I'd go ahead and grab that.
Galahad doesn't want.
Though I do believe the ring is probably the most valuable, but I'll take it.
Galahad loves a good fight, but he's not into.
Well, we're
killing
gonna
all
have
men.
a conversation about that in a second, Galahad.
So I'll go ahead and take the bottle with the smoke in it.
Okay.
And you said you said 60 feet, and then every round
Yeah.
thereafter it would. Another
I'll
10
write
feet.
some stuff in chat.
Okay, that's
You can
fine,
just
yeah,
copy
sure.
it down.
Sure.
Darius sort of just groans as Grigori walks away, and then like rolls over and sits up and goes next to the fire, like kind of near Gallahan. He's sort of watching like the other two, Tilly, go through the bag, but doesn't really say anything.
After I
Yeah.
get the bottle out and pocket it, I do. Once we divvy up the loot, I do want a moment to go over to Darius. So
Yeah, I mean, I
whenever-
think we all end up like around the fire, right? Like, because that's where we end up. Because I want to talk to.
I'm hoping to talk to Darius directly while you guys are distracted picking your loot a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Yeah, what do you
um,
say, Tilly?
I look at Darius and I say, I'm sorry. I thought he was in charge. I thought that was the right thing to do. And I'm just like, I'm kind of, you can see me kind of searching. I'm looking for input, and I'm like apologizing, but I'm clearly in conflict here. But I'm trying to apologize to you because I didn't.
I look over to Tilly. I have a pretty straight face. I'm disappointed that an old man was murdered again. I kind of
Again?
feel like I have like this
Again?
aura of old man killing. No, I didn't say this, but like
Yeah.
like this is the second time Darius has seen like just some old man just slaughtered, even though he didn't really do much. So he's a little disappointed, but he like leans over and like slaps you on the back, and he's like, "Grigori's got a point. There's no such thing as right or wrong when you're out here like this. So you gotta do what you gotta do."
I look down and I do another nod and say thank you and go back over to kind of my little spot around the fire.
Okay.
So I just before whatever, like I don't know if we're switching watches or before the next kind of thing happens. I think
Yeah.
I'm sitting by Galahad and I'm like looking at my fancy new ring and like holding up the gem, and I look at him and I'm like, I look over the body. I'm like, I'll deal with that in a second. Hey, listen, I understand you're a fighter. That was no fight. It was murder. They're different. I just want you to know I'm not like disappointed or whatever.
You said wait, you said that to wait.
I
who'd
said
you
it to
say?
Galahad.
Okay, yeah.
Ain't no use trying to change someone's nature, buddy. Just work around it, don't you?
I shrug. I'm like, nature is a interesting question. I get up and I'm like, he's going to smell by morning. I'll find somewhere to get rid of it. And I wanna go grab the body and like drag it somewhere away.
I kind
from
of
the
throw
camp.
my hands up and like I kind of mumble like it was probably a wizard anyway.
I kind of speak up and I ask you. I can come with you to bury him.
I think I turn and we get like the really harsh shadows from the fire on my face, and I grin and I'm like, yes, of course.
Oh,
All right.
great.
Cool.
Get
Nice.
trained by Grigori. This is gonna be awful.
So yeah, you guys head off into the distant,
Yeah, we don't go
hills
too
away
far.
from the fire. Yeah,
Yeah.
100 feet or whatever, far enough that you're not in the light. Far enough
Yeah.
that any creatures coming to investigate the body would not come to you.
Yeah, and I think I yank the arrow out of his face to see if I can salvage it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hand it back to Tilly. I like wipe it off on his motley and hand it back. And I look down at him and I say just like simply, I'm like, everyone is born in blood, life is grief, but everything dies. He looks like he lived a long time. I shrug. But now we have his stuff, and now we're going to live longer. Thank you, Tilly. I appreciate that.
I look up and I sort of nod and I say, You're welcome. You're welcome. And I look back down. Still kind of very just, I've seen a lot today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
big
very
day for Tilly.
overwhelming.
Yeah, I probably say that. I like pat you on the back. I'm like, it's okay. It was a big day for you. Tomorrow is new day. Will be less hard.
Okay.
Oh, well, we're gonna
I
murder
look
a
up
whole
and I
town.
sort of smile at you at those words.
Yeah.
And
I'm
again,
not
I
saying
just
you're gonna
nod.
see. I'm not saying you're gonna see less scary shit. Just you're gonna be better equipped at handling it.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're gonna be more numb tomorrow.
Exactly.
God, it's
Sort of like this
I
whole
love it.
group's become already. We're just like, you just murdered an old man. I'm a little disappointed, but whatever.
Yeah, I am hella numb to it at this point.
Yeah.
I've spent more time with the doc than anyone else. Just like
True.
the lizards as well, the lizard men. Just yeah.
Whenever we bury him, I do want to make sure to place some flowers, some nearby flowers on them.
Yeah, okay, Tilly.
Yep.
Yeah, you go grab like some snowdrops or something like that, and you place them on top of the grave. And Tilly, as soon as they leave your hand, they wither.
Oh shit!
I look I look at it and I mean it's just a complete degradation in moments, almost instantaneous.
Yep. But they're fresh flowers. You put them on the grave of this man, and they just go
So
shrivel into
Tilly,
dried.
do you look like really?
Oh
do you
my
look really?
God.
Do you look really shocked?
Yo, yeah. Like I mean my
Okay.
character is like wide-eyed and I think to myself, Grigori was right.
Look at Adam's face.
Not everything is
'cause Adam
as-
knows he got away with it. He got
So
away.
when you
Oh my
look
God.
when you look at me, I grin and I'm just like, "Welcome to West Marches, Tilly."
He made Tilly get cursed because Tilly killed him, but it was man,
Wow.
that is so good. Oh,
Wow.
Not everything is as it seems. Nothing
Oh my
dampens
God.
your spirits, does it,
Tilly
Grigori?
took the bullet.
Grigori?
Tilly took the bullet for the doc. That's amazing.
Well, here we are. So now Grigori saw that, correct? We placed the flowers in. And then
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I do look up and say, is that normal?
Let me tell you a story, Tilly. And I put my arm around you and bring you back to the camp, and we probably fade out of me being like, so I used to have leprosy. and
So that's probably where the night fades down and you go back to sleep. And I think that's a good point for us to take our third and final break for the evening. So don't go anywhere. We will come back for a last 50 minutes of West Marches after a short 5-minute break. So see you soon.
Oh my gosh.